Okay, so you start out, you do a new layer, and you select this orange color with your eyedropper tool. Then you go to your Bézier tool, make sure it's on shape, and you are going to go ahead and go, first let's start with this. We're going to start and make an ellipse. So take a circle and press shift, makes that a perfect circle right there. And right, we got them. Now I want to match them up, so Control T for transform. Hold down, match him up to that circle as best you can. There you go, there you go. And let's do a double check. Go into our, apply. Go into our tool right here and select a fill, full fill. And that looks like it matches up. You want to take your fill off though, so do that little, just want the line right there. Because if you have it on fill right now, you're not going to see it, the stuff underneath. So make a new layer and select that black with your eyedropper tool. And then go in here and with your Bézier tool, you pull out this arrow, like this little handle right here, to where you want it to curve. And then at the end, pop, and you just do that. So pull your handle down, curve, handle, curve, handle, curve. And you keep on doing that all throughout. And even when it's a straight line, you want to try and do that handle and curve, because that means you can come in and make adjustments later on, like right here. I want to pull that little handle, and I click on the pixel, and I pull that little handle, and then I can rework it however I like later on in the piece. So pull in and up, and just keep doing that handle. And right here is fun. You gotta pull your handle, got a little curve right here, a little curve right here. And I could have even pulled that out farther if I felt like it. I didn't want to. Right up here. Got your little handle down here. Pull, pull, pull to the apex and up. Curve here. Curve here. And yes. And you kind of just keep doing that all the way through. Make sure that your fill is not on, or else you're not going to be able to see any of your work right here. And that's no good. That would be very sad. Everyone would cry. Alright, and you want to do an Alt to close out that line. Okay. Now on the same layer of this shape, you're just going to go ahead with your Bézier tool, and you're going to select up here to do subtract front shape. So when you subtract that front shape, it's going to make a compound shape for you. So you do exactly what you're doing before, except deleting that inner part of the shape, so that you can, when you put your fill in, have that little space clear for the orange behind it. So, and then close it out with the Alt tool. And let's see how that looks when we put our fill on. Fill. Yep, that looks like it matches up pretty closely if we hide the goodness behind here. Got our guy up here. We want to put our fill on. And we want a solid fill. Yep, there we go. So we have our little ellipse. Fill up our ellipse. See how that goes. Yep, that looks pretty close. That looks good to me. So what we're going to do now is we got to get this arch right here. So we have part of it with this. And then we got to get, so we're going to start a new layer, and we're going to get a hold of that arch going on right up here. So we're going to do our Bézier again, little handle, and pull that up through. Could probably go right to the middle here. And then we'll have to adjust. Oops, I have my fill on. That's why you don't want your fill. Here, turn your fill off. There you go. And then you can see your work nice and clean. Pull off to the side and down. Tweak that. Boom, boom, boom. There you go. Pull out here. Pull out here. Down again. Up. Down. And I'm definitely going to want to adjust that. There you go. I'm going to turn off my circle. And we already have that mountain piece, so we don't really have to worry about that. We'll just go right through, let's see, right about here and stop in the middle. We've got to definitely tweak this little boy here. There you go, now he matches the line. And then out and close it up with Alt. And you do the Alt so that you don't get a crazy line. Because if I don't do that Alt tool, what you're going to get when you close that out, and you pull it through, okay, so it didn't do it for me, but you normally will get like kind of a weird crooked line because it tries to adjust for you. You want it to adjust to where you put it. You don't want it to try and guess. So that's why you close it out with the Alt tool, with the Alt button. And I'm on a Mac, so I'm not positive what you're using, so hopefully that still works for you. Okay, and so now we put on our fill. Hi, Phil. Let's see how you're looking. There we go. And hide this guy back here. Okay, so that's looking pretty sharp. I like that. Put our circle back, put our mountains back. Alright, we got those guys going. Now, in the original file, you have a cutout with the mountains, so we're going to do just what we did before. We go up to these two little squares on top of each other. I can't zoom in because I'm the only person here. And on this same layer, you're going to try and subtract. Got to click onto your pen tool to get this to happen. Subtract front shape. So, because we want to subtract behind these mountains, but just the tiniest bit, we click on the line of that ellipse and up and out, and then down. Oh, and it's subtracting for us, and then up, and down, up, and down. And then we want to close that out, so just kind of follow the line around here, and it will put that orange back in its place for you. Because you just want the tiniest, nicest little opening just to accentuate that shape. And here you go, close that out. You don't really need the Alt tool because that one is going to be hidden. And looks good. Alright, so now we have that set, so we have our layers in place. The text from the other file looks good, so basically all I'm going to do is I'm just going to select a square ellipse, and I'm going to delete the original messed up vector from here. Book. And then I have the cutout that I wanted. So that's kind of how I did it. Hope that helped. Alright, I hope you can see. I don't know how the camera setup is here, so we'll find out.